Hey guys, welcome to HWH Network and you're watching Stories. I'm here with Mitchell Robertson. I almost got it wrong, I said it wrong before. But yeah, this is a young teenager, 15, and he's making it happen. We're going to hear about his story before he got involved with business and what he's doing now. So thank you for being on the show. I really appreciate it, man.
Thanks for having me.
Fantastic. I love this space and the whole entrepreneurial environment. It's exciting, and that you're 15, you know. So that's awesome. So we're just going to talk a bit about you. So tell me about where you were brought up, what your family life was like, and sort of the journey as a kid.
Okay, so I was brought up right here in Brisbane.
Yep.
And my parents aren't really business savvy at all. So my dad works for the Princess Alexandra Hospital and mum works for a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really through them that I got interested in business. Then like the real thing that got me interested in business was like from a young age I've been working with my uncle's landscaping and mowing business. So regularly going out on jobs with him and helping him out there.
So how old were you when you were doing that?
I started a very, very long time ago, but doing like really simple things that my cousin and I, that was my age, called work, but was probably nothing close to it. Just trying to push a wheelbarrow through.
But did you get paid?
Yes.
Well, then it's work, man. How old were you?
I would have been about 7 or 8.
7 or 8. That's amazing. 7 or 8. That's great. And so, how did you get involved with that? Did your friend just say, "Hey, listen, come join me," or?
So that was my uncle's business. So
yeah.
He like did work with my cousin, and he enjoyed it. So I'm like, okay, if he enjoys it, I probably enjoy it. So let's go give it a go.
That's cool. That's cool. That's fantastic. And so, what did you do with the money that you earned there? You just just blew it.
To start off with, yes, but then I worked out that saving it was better than blowing it.
Cool. So if you we're gonna get into the journey of what you're actually doing now. In a couple of minutes, but what got you interested? What really got you interested in business? And was that the very first time you made money when you were 7 or 8?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that would have been the first time, but then when I was about 10 or 11, my parents bought like a window cleaner. That was one of those electric ones, and
yeah.
I started using that around home, and I saw that it was a lot better quality than what like doing it by hand was, because my auntie also had a cleaning business that I worked with, and I was doing it by hand there, and I saw that by doing it with this machine it was a lot more high quality than you could by hand. So then I started going around as the first informal business to different people's houses and offering to clean their windows and showing them the difference.
Yeah. So tell me about that journey. I mean, you pick up this contraption kind of thing, right? You see that this is amazing, and what's your process? Your thought process? You're just gonna go out in the street, knock on doors, and just, hey, this is how much I'll charge you. How did that happen?
So basically, it was at that time I wanted to buy an iPad.
Yep.
And I needed money for it, so I saw that, okay, well this is working well for us. My parents really like it, so more families are probably going to like it as well. So I started going out and talking to different people about what they thought about it, how much they think I should charge and that kind of thing. And then eventually I reached a price and then started knocking on doors and contacting relatives and friends and everything like that. And then started doing jobs for them and made a little bit of money. And I got my iPad.
That's great. Did you stop when you got your iPad, or did you continue?
I continued going for a bit, but then after doing it, a lot of the people saw that they really liked the machine, so they went and bought their own.
Oh man.
Tried to stop me in my foot tracks there.
Yeah. Fair enough. So how many clients did you have, and did they become regular, or?
Some of them were regular, others went away and bought the machine after the first time I did it because they liked it. But I would have had about 20, something like that.
Yep.
But then only a couple of them would have been regular.
Now, what was a lesson, I guess, that you learned out of that process of knocking on doors, putting yourself out there?
That you could they could do a lot with what you have, and you can, as long as you follow a goal or a set process, that you could get to wherever you want to go.
So what would your advice be, for someone who's, I guess, the same age as you or younger than you, that wants to go out and they're scared, and I don't know what you actually thought? Were you scared when you were like knocking on doors? Because I think some people think that, some people just have it and they don't freak out about things like that.
Yeah, so it would be like to just try, because the worst thing they can say is no, and that's not going to put you any further back than when you started.
Did you get a couple of no's?
Yes.
Yeah.
And being that age, I might have cried a couple of times, but it teaches you things. But I wasn't any further back than when I started, because I didn't lose money, I didn't gain money, so I was still in the exact same place. I just had to go onto another door and try again. And the best part was, if someone said yes, then I made money and I got a step closer to getting my iPad.
That's fantastic, that's great. Hey guys, you're watching HWH Network and this is Stories. We'll be right back after this break. Hey guys, welcome back. This is HWH Network and you're watching Stories. We're here with Mitchell and we are talking about teen entrepreneurs. Very exciting. So we were talking about that particular business you did, which was really, really cool and really exciting. What was the stage from that? After you finished doing that, you all your clients went out and bought their own things. What did you go into? What?
At that point, I went back to doing more jobs with my uncle's landscaping and mowing business, and then to my auntie's cleaning business to just keep working with them. And then it wasn't until last year when I started this business that I'm doing right now.
Okay. Did you start this business, which we're going to get into in a second, through a school project, out of school project? How did this sort of come about? Tell me basically the step-by-step what happened.
Okay, so at school last year there was a class called Academy of Ideas, where for the assessment we were projected 50 years into future Brisbane, and we had to come up with 8 to 16 problems that we thought would be at large in future Brisbane, and then we would choose an underlying problem, which is one that we were most passionate about or thought we could solve easily. And then we would come up with 8 to 16 solutions to that chosen problem. So I chose identity theft as my problem, and then digital identification as my solution.
Man, that is unreal. Like, it's taking me back to school, right? So when I was in school, we did a similar thing. It wasn't named the same. It was actually really a tech class, technology studies, woodwork, metalworks, and we had the same thing where they gave us, find a problem and find a solution. But the fact that they says, look, in 50 years time, really expands it pushes you beyond sort of just, your local sort of. I think most of the guys at school in my school just did things around the school or around their house, but that was really challenging you guys.
Yeah, because then you got to think about, well, what is the potential for problems in the future, and how can we solve them with a future mindset as well? Because it was like based around future problem solving, and with the incorporation of a bit of philosophy. And then from there, I pivoted it and worked out that I could make it into a business. But I wanted to get access to the government's database to make,
don't tell me you hacked
to make digital IDs. But there was no way in hell I was getting access to the government's database. So it was either pivot the business from that idea of having a digital ID, or completely ditch it. So I just pivoted it. And that's where I'm at now.
So you took that and you did you have to present something to the class, and at that stage it was just an idea?
At that stage we had to pitch our whole problem to the class and why we thought it would be a problem, and then we would pitch our solution along with that as well to the class. And it was just an idea at that time.
And what did the teachers, what mark did you get on that?
An A or an A+. I don't remember.
Fantastic. And was the other students in your class as engaged with their assignments? Did they do well as well?
Yes, most people in the class would have gotten an A. I don't think anyone got lower than an A minus.
Okay, so they're all into it, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's great.
Some of the other ones, like his uncle's like quadriplegic, so they have to regularly like stretch their fingers, and they get physios or people to do that for them, but they don't really like people touching them. So he came up with the concept for a device to do all of that without anyone touching your hand.
Yeah, wow.
So
Is he he's developed it into sort of a business that's possible?
yeah, so he's got a prototype at the moment, but he's over in Saudi Arabia.
This is crazy. I love it, man. It's so good.
Yeah.
Cool. So you finished that. You did the assignment. You did really well. And how did you take it from an idea to actually being something? I mean, you said your mother and father aren't really into business. So who did you go to?
Yeah. So the first person I went to is my friend's dad. So he's a business person and has been for quite some time, and he's got multiple businesses that he's run, and he's also an angel investor. So I took it to him to see what he thought of it and to pitch it to him.
Yeah.
And he liked it.
So were you freaking out when you were doing this? I mean, or
not really as such, because I was really comfortable around him.
Okay,
for a while.
cool.
But after him saying that he thought it was a good idea, I got in contact with Microsoft in the Brisbane office, and then I went there and pitched it to the innovation guys there.
Yeah.
And then I got access to their facilities and a mentor there, which was pretty cool.
What gave you the idea to approach Microsoft? Did you just think, let's just approach them?
So mainly because at that time, Apple Pay and Samsung Pay had just come out.
Yeah.
So by having like a digital identification app, you don't necessarily want to go to either Apple or Samsung, and Microsoft had quite a large reach amongst everyone. So by going to them, if I was to get help and support from them, they would have then been able to push it out quite easily. But that obviously didn't happen, but I just got a mentor, which was still really useful, and that was definitely a good step for me, because I got to learn more about business and entrepreneurship from them there at Microsoft.
Yeah. Just tell me about what you're doing now. So for those that are listening, what is your product and what are you doing?
So basically, it is a digital identification app for when you go out to like a bar, a pub, or a club, and it stores a scanned in copy of your driver's license in the cloud, and then that's associated to a QR code. So then that QR code is displayed on your app on your phone. So then when you go to the venue, a bouncer has a different version of the app, which is linked into all of the government stuff that it needs to be, and all of our databases in the cloud. And then they scan that QR code, and then it like authenticates you to see whether everything is the way it should be, and then lets you in a lot quicker than it does now, and it allows anonymous data to be collected.
That's really cool. So when let's say I go to a club, right, and I scan, is it a scan phoner, or how does it pick it up?
It'll be a QR code on your phone.
Okay, yeah,
so,
so it sort of scans it, yeah?
Yeah, so that'll be to start off with. Down the track, I want to bring it into NFC chips. So, you know how you've got like PayWave on your credit card?
Yeah.
You just tap it, so then it'll be the same thing on your phone, but the issue is Apple has their NFC chips locked, so then you get unlocked, which is a bit of a struggle, but...
It is a bit of a pain, man.
Yeah, but Android is good, they're unlocked.
Oh well, just tell everyone to buy Android. What phone do you have? Do you have Android or Apple?
I have Apple. Actually, I have both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which one do you prefer?
Apple.
Okay. That's really cool. So if I went into a club, right, and they scanned the thing, and I came up saying, what would it say if I was a bad person? Would it give a warning, or?
Yep. So basically, the OLGR, which is the Office of Gaming and Liquor Regulation, they have a database of people that are banned. So then, as soon as that person's name and date of birth is recognised in that database, then it comes up to that venue, wherever they are, if they've been banned by another venue, saying that this person has been banned at this venue, and then it's up to that venue as to whether they let that person in or not.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really, because at the moment they don't know.
In some cases they do, but in other cases they don't. Because of the new laws, it's becoming more popular for them to know.
Okay.
But there's some cases where they don't.
Yeah,
but it'll be good, because at the moment the current scanners are really expensive for venues. So venues that aren't required by law to have the scanners, they won't have them. So there's less venues that are all interlinked into a database and everything like that. But whereas for mine, I'll be making them a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
So then more venues that don't actually have to have them will have them. Like the other day I signed up a venue that isn't in a safe night precinct but will be using the scanner, because at the moment the venues that aren't in safe night precincts, the bouncers are just like looking at the ID to see whether it has all of the things, and there's always possibility for human error and everything, so that takes an amount of time, and the software that I have will be able to make it a bit quicker than what the bouncers do. And then you're also allowing for all the data to be collected and being interlinked into all of the databases to check and keep your venue a lot safer.
Yeah. I love that. Well, I don't know if I love it. It's crazy that you're involved in a space that is clubs and all this stuff, but you're underage.
Yeah.
And it's like an irony, you know. It's great.
It's pretty weird. Like I've got this software to be used at like bars and nightclubs and stuff, and I can't actually go out myself.
It's so good. Okay, listen, man. I'm gonna wrap up just in a couple of minutes. I've got a question for you because you're a millennial. I can't even pronounce it properly. Millennial. You know what I'm saying.
Millennial.
That's the one. I need to say it more often. A lot of older people see that age bracket as a generation that don't have drive, don't have passion, don't want to work, just want to be in front of a phone and stuff. What is your response to that as one of those generation?
So some people are like that, but that's just because they haven't been really shown what they can do if they put their mind to something.
Yeah.
Like for me, like starting a business at my age is difficult, and it requires a lot of work and a lot of time. But there's people like myself and my age that are doing it and are getting results from doing it.
Yeah.
And they're doing the exact same thing anyone that is 30 or 40 is doing, but at a younger age.
So your generation does have drive, does have what is the word I'm looking for? Drive, excitement. I mean, they would be dedicated to a cause. But what you're saying is a lot of them don't have hope. They don't know that that's possible.
Yeah. So at the moment they're just like, okay, this is my phone, this is social media, this is what I do as soon as I get home. Some of them will go home onto their computers and play games. But if they get shown an opportunity or given an opportunity, then they're going to put their mind to it and actually try to work hard in it. Because like some people work hard at school because they want to get good grades and get a job that they want to do. Others don't care because they don't know, they don't really understand what the purpose of it is. They see it as a waste of time. But by giving them an opportunity, showing them what they can achieve by having drive, by putting their mind to doing something, they'll actually get somewhere. And I reckon as they get a little bit older within the next few years, they'll see that.
So really from the older generations, we should be looking and saying, instead of turning around and saying, oh, they just spend time on the phone and they're just wasting time and they're not passionate about anything, is turning around saying, wait, we need to actually look and say, maybe they just do that because that's all they know and they don't know anything else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like if someone's passionate about a sport, like say you're passionate about swimming, like lots of people, they will get up my age at about 5 o'clock to go to swimming training in the morning, and then they'll go to school, and then they'll do swimming training again in the afternoon, because that's what they're passionate about and that's what they want to do. So if everyone was to do that for any sport, anything they want to do, and at this age, then that like stereotype would be wiped out.
See, I've got this viewpoint, and I'll see if you agree with me or not. But I think that a lot of people say you need to be passionate, go do what you're passionate about. And I went through this journey as well, and I've been passionate about all sorts of things. And then there was a stage in my life where I had no passion. I wasn't involved in anything, but I had no passion. It's like, oh, I must go do something that I'm passionate about. So I believe that you can't be passionate about something if you're not involved in it.
Yeah.
Like all those people who wake up in the morning and they're passionate about going to swimming, it's because they're doing it and that's why they're passionate. So I think doing something, you can become passionate about it. If you don't do anything, you can't be passionate about anything.
Exactly. Because if you're not doing something, you don't know what the potential for, you may like it, you may not, but if you don't do it, you don't know. Yeah.
No, that's great. So last question here for me is if other people, do you do speaking gigs? Do you go and speak on stage to groups and people? And
I haven't really done too much of that as of yet, but I will be looking into doing a bit more of it.
Yep. Okay. No, not a problem. That sounds really good, really exciting, because you'll be surprised how many people would want to see someone like you on stage and be like, man, we can all learn from you, and it's amazing because you're doing it, and there's people 3 times as old as you that wants to do it and just doesn't do anything. So that's really exciting. How does people find you, follow you, your journey? Where do they go?
Okay, so I have Instagram and Facebook. So
yep.
Then I also have a business page on Instagram and Facebook as well. So I'll be able to give that link to you.
Yep.
Or the username and stuff.
Yeah, no, that's cool. And I'll just put onto the video, get that done, and then people can see it.
Sure.
So make sure you follow this guy on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Is that right? Twitter. Yep. You can find him on LinkedIn as well, and his business page. And what is your business called?
It's called IDU Identification.
There you go. You've got it, guys. All right. Really appreciate you speaking with me. I had to come out here to him because he's too young to drive. So, but it's great. It's such a privilege to be able to come out and have an interview with you and talk to you about your journey and what's been happening. And I look forward to seeing, what's to come. So, what is to come before we go?
So at the moment, I'm in the process of signing as many LOIs, which letter of intent with venues. So then that shows the interest to investors. So I'm currently seeking an investment to secure the final software so then it can be launched sometime next year.
Oh, very exciting, very exciting. Awesome, guys. This is HWH Network and you're watching Stories. Until next time, keep it real. See ya.